All of us have heard at some point or another the story of Little Red Cap, also known as Little Red Riding Hood. This classic story of a little girl who runs afoul of a wolf is a absolute classic. And pardon the pun, the original is rather, well, grim. So today we've got a fun little treat for you. It is a cousin of mine reading the original Little Red Cap out of our copy of Grimm's fairy tales, which we have on the shelf back there. So I hope you enjoy the original Grimm fairy tale.
I'm Kylee.
I'm Arielle.
I'm Analesha.
We will be telling the story of Little Red Cap. Once upon a time, there was a dear little girl who was loved by everyone who looked at her, but most of all by her grandmother. And there was nothing that she would not have given to the child. Once she gave her a little cap of red velvet, which suited her so well that she would never wear anything else. So she was always called Little Red Cap. One day, her mother said to her, "Come, Little Red Cap, here is a piece of cake and a bottle of milk. Take them to your grandmother. She is ill and weak, and they will do her good. Set out before it gets hot, and when you are going, walk nicely and quietly, and do not run off the path, or you may fall and break the bottle, and then your grandmother will get nothing. And when you go into her room, don't forget to say good morning, and don't peep into every corner before you do it." "I will take great care," said Little Red Cap to her mother, and gave her hand on it. The grandmother lived out in the wood, half a league from the village. And just as Little Red Cap entered the wood, a wolf met her. Red Cap did not know what a wicked creature he was, and was not at all afraid of him.
"Good day, Little Red Cap," said he.
"Thank you, kindly wolf."
"Where do you go so early, Little Red Cap?"
"To my grandmother's."
"What have you got in your apron?"
"Cake and milk. Yesterday was baking day, so poor sick grandmother is to have something good to make her stronger."
"Where does your grandmother live, Little Red Cap?"
"A good quarter of a league farther on in the wood. Here her house stands under the 3 large oak trees. The nut trees are just below. You surely must know it," replied Little Red Cap. The wolf thought to himself,
"What a tender young creature. What nice plump mouthful. She will be better to eat than the old woman. I must act carefully so as to catch both."
So he walked for a short time by the side of Little Red Cap, and then he said, See, Little
Red Cap, how pretty the flowers are about here. Why do you not look round?"
"I believe, too, that you do not hear how sweetly the little birds are singing. You walk gravely along as if you were going to school, while everything else out here in the wood is merry." Little Red Cap raised her eyes, and when she saw the sunbeams dancing here and there through the trees and pretty flowers growing everywhere, she thought, "Suppose I take grandmother's a fresh nosegay, that would please her too. It is so early in the day that I shall still get there in good time." And so she ran from the path into the wood to look for flowers. And whenever she had picked one, she fancied that she saw a still prettier one farther on, and ran after it, and so get deeper and deeper into the wood. Meanwhile, the wolf ran straight to the grandmother's house and knocked at the door. "Who is there?" the little
Little Red Cap, replied the wolf. She is bringing cake and cake and what?
Milk.
Cake and milk. Open the door.
Lift the latch, called out the grandmother. I am too weak and cannot get up. The wolf lifted the latch, the door flew open, and without saying a word, he went straight to the grandmother's bed and devoured her. Then he put on her clothes, dressed himself in her cap, laid himself in bed, and drew the curtains. Little Red Cap, however, had been running about picking flowers, and when she had gathered so many that she could carry no more, she remembered her grandmother and set out on the way to her. She was surprised to find the cottage door standing open, and when she went into the room, she had such a strange feeling that she said to herself, "Oh dear, how uneasy I feel today. At other times, I like being with grandmother so much," she called out, "Good morning," but received no answer. So she went to the bed and drew back the curtains. There lay her grandmother with her cap pulled far over her face and looking very strange. "Oh, grandmother," she said, "what big ears you have!"
"The better to hear you with, my child,"
was the reply. "But grandmother, what big eyes you have," she said.
"To better to see you with, my dear."
"But grandmother, what large hands you have."
"The better to hug you with."
"Oh, but grandmother, what a terrible big mouth you have."
"The better to eat you with."
And scarcely had the wolf said this, then with one bound he was out of the bed and swallowed up Red Cap. "Ah, don't eat me!" When the wolf had appeased his appetite, he lay down again in the bed, fell asleep, and began to snore very loud. The hunter was just passing the house and thought to himself, "How the old woman is snoring! I must just see if she wants anything." So he went into the room, and when he came to the bed, he saw that the wolf was lying in it. Do I find you here, you old sinner?" said he. "I have long sought you." Then, just as he was going to fire at him, it occurred to him that the wolf might have devoured the grandmother and that she might still be saved, so he did not fire, but took a pair of scissors and began to cut open the stomach of the sleeping wolf. When he had made 2 snips, he saw the little red cap shining, and then he made 2 snips more, and the little girl sprang out crying, "Ah, how frightened I have been!" How dark it was inside the wolf. And after that, the aged grandmother came out alive also, but scarcely able to breathe. Red Cap, however, quickly fetched great stones with which they filled the wolf's body, and when he awoke, he wanted to run away, but they filled the wolf's body. But the stones were so heavy that he fell down at once and fell dead. Then all 3 were delighted. The hunter drew off the wolf's skin and went home with it. The grandmother ate the cake and drank the milk, which Red Cap had brought, and revived. But Red Cap thought to herself, "As long as I live, I will never by myself leave the path to run into the wood, and my mother has forbidden me to do so." The end.
The end.
The Story Ark is a production of Food for Thought Audio. This episode was written, produced, and edited by me, Kenny Meters. If you enjoy our content, be sure to check out our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or wherever you listen to your podcast for more content. On our social medias, we have a lot of really fun short-form content where we kind of dive into folklore and its impact in real life and what it can teach us. So be sure to go check it out and follow us. We are available at storyark.pod. And I hope you all have enjoyed listening. Thank you for your messages. We read them all. And we'll catch you in the next one.